I'm Augie Hernandez. I'm 18 years old. I've lived here my whole life. Born and raised here in Glenwood. Well, my family came from Mexico, Bachini, Chihuahua specifically. My parents did not go to college. They just went to primary school and that's it. I worked at the high school at the Residence Inn by Marriott full time during my senior year. I worked full time by doing most of my schoolwork at school. Once I got it, I'd have a few free periods to get that all done. I went to practice. After practice, I'd have an hour to get ready for work, go to work. I'd get out pretty late, sometimes midnight or past that. Go home, sleep, and do it all over again the next day. Well, I did it both for helping out my mom and just money for myself, just things I'd want to buy or just like go out, just have spending money. Yeah, I have a lot of friends who do feel stuck or they just don't feel college is right for them just because of their high school experience or them growing up in the valley and just like feeling stuck because they don't know anywhere else out of here. They haven't lived out here, out of the valley for so long. A lot of them just also because of their background, their ethnicity, they just probably don't feel like college is for them. But mostly just because they're not ready for it, because they've lived in the valley for so long. I mean, our valley is big, but it's also so small. Everybody knows each other, so they probably wouldn't be as successful at making friends or socially or just adapting to a new place, living there.
So my name is Roberto Alonso Puga. I'm originally from Long Beach, California. I'm 20 years old, and my mom is from Jalisco, Guadalajara, and my dad's from El Puente, Nayarit.
I'm Kathia Gonzalez. I'm 19 years old. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, but my parents are from Gomez Farias and Tisiachi.
Out of our small group of friends that we had in high school, out of the really close ones, there were about 6 of us, and only 2 of us graduated and went to college. So that's, a third of our close friends that were in the Latino community. So they felt more comfortable in the zone that they were just because they had a job. They were already making money, and they saw that here in the valley there was more opportunity than there was in school. So they got comfortable with what they had, and were kind of scared to jump out of that comfort zone and go to somewhere else and ahead. So they just stayed in that clique and just stayed within their, what they felt comfortable with, just because they didn't want to risk, losing that job or not going. Well, within, the Latino community, I know that a lot of my friends don't have the resources and they don't know how to get them. And what I mean by that is that, if they don't have their parents to pay for college, where do you go? You go to financial aid. But a lot of them don't know that exists, or they don't know how to set it up, or they have a lot of questions. Some of them aren't eligible for the FAFSA program, and that's holding them back from going to college just because they can't pay for it. So I think resources has a lot of play into it, because if mostly in the Latino community, if you're the first one going to college, you're very limited as to who you can ask rather than family members.
My parents tried helping me and they wanted to be there for me and everything, but it's kind of like a new world. They don't really understand. They didn't want me to leave. They didn't want me to they wanted me to stay. So I think I feel like that definitely helped, but it's kind of like hard. And like with homework, they'd always push you to do your homework and everything, but if it got too late, they'd be like, parents are like, especially some Hispanic parents are like, okay, it's time to go to bed, no homework, sometimes that would get hard and stuff, but it's just their culture.
I agree with the survey just because, first of all, DACA, I think, has a big thing with it. Citizenship status, if you don't have it, you're stuck. You can't go out, you can't leave the country, you can't go to a different college, whereas someone that does, they can do all the above. And they usually just stay and work and try to get money to go to college, but most of the time that doesn't work out.
I feel like I was limited just because I didn't know what colleges were out there. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just felt like I chose Mesa just because it was close and cheap, and it's the only one I've heard about. I definitely was motivated, but I know there's a lot of people here that do feel stuck, who who feel like they can't leave the valley just because they need to work and help their parents and they don't want to leave their family.